the receivers and the questions there. I want to start there because I'll never forget something you said. I think the first conversation we ever had, and you were talking about the differences between 2013 and I think to 15 when you played. And you were saying that, you know, in 15, we had a bunch of guys, you know, and no disrespect to those guys, but he's like, you said, we had a bunch of guys looking around saying, okay, who's going to make the play? Mm-hmm. In 2013, it was a bunch of guys saying, I want the ball. Like, I'm going to make the play.
No, it's going
to How do we, and I said this after the spring game, honestly, because I mean, I felt good after the spring game, but was there anybody that really on the outside jumped out to me and, you know, proclaimed I'm the number one guy? And there was a lot of guys that weren't even playing that. Heck, I think your number one wide receiver, Amari and Brown, that nobody's talking about. I think there's a good chance he's the number one guy, the transfer from Georgia Tech. But, you know, and I said after that, we have a ton of guys. We got to find some dudes. How do you go from, you know, is it coaching? Is it those guys over the summer have got to develop the confidence like you mentioned? But how do we go from having guys who are all looking around saying, okay, who's going to make the play to we got a bunch of guys who are fighting for the ball and they're going to be the ones that make the play?
It starts in the summer. It starts by that repetition. Positive success and positive repetition leads to confidence, and that confidence leads to the give me the damn ball. I want it, right? That was something that I wish I had more of when I played. Right. I'm not saying I was an unconfident dude, but I feel like knowing what I know now as a coach and looking back, those guys need to, you know, they need to throw routes. They need to see the ball in the hand, right? They need to have success in practice, right? They had a couple of decent plays in the spring game that's going to build confidence. You need to continue to grow in that area. And then it's got to come from the coaches. The coaching staff is constantly negative and constantly, oh, you got to do this, that, and the other, instead of, hey, you're doing a great job. Here are some things that we can tweak. It's got to be, it's so mental when it comes to that type of a question, from going from like, I'm just a player out here. Like, I'm happy to be here, instead of being like, I want to be the guy that makes the play that, that gets Carolina back to where it should be.